Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my second episode of the Ramadan Keto Journal. I have a lot to report to you, a lot of information to share, so let's get right to it. When I started about 5 days ago, I was weighing in at about 182 pounds, and my goal was to try to lose a little bit of weight, but really my concern was losing body fat percentage. So I have good news. I've been doing this, as I said, for 5 days. I'm down 2 pounds. I'm at 180 right now. And I did 2 different body fat percentage tests this time. The one I have at home, I use a little scale that's made by a company called Renpo. And what that does is it has these little electrodes that it shoots up through your legs, and it goes down, it goes up one leg, comes down through the other leg, and it uses some sort of resistance measure to figure out what your body fat percentage estimate is. Anyway, using that, I was at 13.9% at the beginning of Ramadan, and now 5 days in, I'm at 13.6%, which is some progress. May not be kind of what I want. I want to get down under 12%. So, but I'm happy with the progress, no problem. However, today I went to my local gym, and they have a special body fat analysis tool that not only sends electrodes up your legs, but it also has handles that you grab onto, and those handles send electrodes through your upper body as well. It essentially measures the same kind of thing, like certain type of resistance, to then estimate what your body fat percentage is. What's crazy though, is on that machine, the machine at my gym, I came in at 8.8% body fat, which just blows my mind. I think it has to be wrong, but going forward, I will be doing more testing on that machine to see if I'm making any progress or if the reading changes. So that's that. 5 days in, 2 pounds down, a little bit down on my home scales body fat reading, and according to the gym, I'm a super athlete, which I'm not buying that for now. So let's get on to the next subject. What did I eat? A lot of people have been asking, well, what do you eat on the keto diet generally? And then specifically for Ramadan, how are you doing it? What are you doing in the mornings before you fast? And then what are you doing in the evenings when you break your fast? So I'll start first with what I was doing on the keto diet generally. Starting back in January when I started the keto diet, I switched from eating a lot of carbs. I used to have a sweet tooth. I still do. I just suppress it. I used to eat a lot of cookies, brownies, waffles, pancakes, whatever, pizza. And I basically had to cut that all out. No carbs. I had to look at my diet and say, where are the carbs? I'm going to cut them out. And I did. Okay. But then I had to substitute it with something. I'm not the type of person who can restrict calories and just go hungry. I need to eat all the time, particularly right when I'm not fasting, obviously. And so what I did is I switched to high-fat diet and then a lot of protein and veggies. So what did I have for high fats? I'm having hard-boiled eggs. I'm having whole avocados. I'm having coffee with butter, MCT oil, again that's that medium chain triglyceride oil, and heavy whipping cream in it. So it's just coffee with a ton of fat in it. I love it, it's great, it's one of my favorites. And for meals, I'm having things like spinach or broccoli, which I know it sounds boring, but if you melt a bunch of butter and cheese on them and throw some salt on them, they're amazing, they're great. And so I'm eating those more often. I'm having fatty cuts of meat. So when I go to pick up barbecue at the barbecue place and they have brisket, I point to the fattiest cut and I say, give me that one, because I need that fat. It's part of my diet now. And so I'm eating things like that. I figured out a way to make keto ice cream, which is basically frozen berries, frozen strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, mixed in with heavy cream. And then I use some stevia sweetener. Blend that up. You've got this ice cream-like thing, and it tastes great, and very low carbohydrates. And so that's what I've been eating generally. I'm not drinking any calories, really. No juices, no sodas. What I spend a lot of time eating and drinking is things like LaCroix and sparkling water. Flavored sparkling water has 0 calories, and then that sparkling bit, the carbonated bit, that keeps me coming back. I enjoy it. So we've been drinking a lot of that. And now Costco has their own brand. So, I could buy it in bulk, which is great because I drink it, my wife drinks it, my kids drink it. It's awesome. And so, I'm not always having meals though. Sometimes you just need snacks, right? You need something on the go. You need to grab something real quick. And for that, I have some go-tos. I have macadamia nuts, so you can get those also at Costco. Get them in bulk size because they're pretty expensive. I think they're one of the most expensive nuts you can get on the market. But they're perfect for the keto diet because they're loaded with fat, have very little carbs, and if you get the lightly salted ones, they're delicious. They're amazing. I also do the same thing with roasted almonds. I get them in bulk, and I just nibble on those throughout the day. And then in addition, I eat a lot of cheese now. I liked cheese before, I liked it on my pizza, right? And I liked it in my burgers. But now I'm getting all kinds of different cheeses, stuff I've never tried before. And I've decided I'm a aged cheddar fan, but there's a ton of other great stuff out there. And so I'm always getting cheeses, cutting them up, throwing them in little bags, Ziploc bags with blueberries, raspberries, nuts. And those are great snacks on the go, and they taste great. And I just eat as many as I want, and just switching to this type of food versus what I was eating before, I just continue to drop pounds. So that's what I'm eating. How has dieting and Ramadan affected me? Like, how am I during the fast? Remember from my last episode, Ramadan's pretty challenging. You get up at 4 in the morning, you eat a little bit, and then you have to fast all day until around 8 p.m. at night. It's about 16 hours of fasting, no drinks, nothing. And what used to happen to me in the past, I would go from eating all these carbs to fasting, and then my body would go through some crazy withdrawals. And the feeling was not unlike what some people call the keto flu, right? If you've heard of this, it's when you stop eating carbs and you switch to a high-fat diet. You may have a period of time that can last from a couple of days to probably several weeks, where your body is just feeling like it's starved and doesn't have any energy. So those are the types of feelings people typically have during Ramadan, right? Because you stop eating carbs throughout the day, you stop eating anything throughout the day, right? So you run out of energy, and people report getting headaches, migraines, and I used to get that stuff too in the past. But this week, these 5 days have been completely different. The first 3 days, I took it real easy. I woke up in the morning, I had a protein shake with lots of fat, MCT oils squeezed into it, and then I had my high-fat coffee that I talked about. And then I would drink some water. And I also would take a couple of Tylenol just to kind of stave off any potential headaches. And I was great throughout the day. I didn't experience any fatigue, and what's really important is I didn't experience the typical kind of brain fog that I normally get during Ramadan, especially during the first couple of days. So I did that for 3 days, same thing every day. I would have my shake, I would have my coffee, I would have my water in the mornings, and that would get me throughout the whole day. No problems, no fatigue, no headaches. I'm thinking, this is awesome. 4th day rolls around, and I decided, okay, let's pick it up a little bit. I'm gonna challenge myself. I signed up for lunchtime basketball, knowing that I'm gonna play hard, I'm gonna sweat, but I'm not gonna be able to eat or drink until later at night or at sunset. And so I did that. I was fine. It was great. I ran a good game, hit a couple game-winning shots, all good, right? And so I get to the evening time. I get home. There's about 2 hours left before it's time to break our fast. And my wife says, hey, let's go to hot yoga. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do this. So I went there too. We did about an hour of hot yoga. It's about 100 degrees roughly Fahrenheit. And you sweat a lot, but it's kind of relaxing too. It's hard work, but it's relaxing at the same time. So we did that. We got back just in time to break our fast. Broke our fast. And then what I'm eating for breaking fast, I'll talk about that. But even despite doing those 2 activities, I never had a headache, and I never was out of it. And then today, which is the 5th day, I again played lunchtime basketball, did great, and that's when I was at the gym already. I played basketball. I asked them, hey, do you have a body fat analysis machine? Can I set up an appointment? And they said, hey, you don't need an appointment, just come on in right now. I was like, okay, great. I just got done playing about 2 hours of basketball. I sweat a lot out, so I'm sure some of my weight loss that's reflected on there is probably loss of water weight, but hey, I'll take it. I usually weigh myself after sports anyway, because I know that's kind of my baseline. And so I did that, and that's where I came up with 180 pounds on the weight, and then that thing was showing 8.8% body fat. Just to be sure, I went home, stood on my scale at home, and again, that one was, yeah, you're 180 pounds, no problem, but you're at 13.6% body fat. So I don't know, I'm confused. I'm kind of happy because I've lost body fat percentage either way, even on my own scale. But if I'm down under 10%, then I've already hit my goals, and somehow I don't really believe that, right? I feel like I have some more to go. Anyway, so that's my update for this week. pretty excited, as you can tell. We're going to do this again in about another week, and maybe I'll get into some more detail about what kind of training I do, or what kind of training I anticipate doing going forward throughout Ramadan.